former X Division champion and number 22 on PWP's Top 25 of 2022, Mike Bailey here, and you are listening to Pro Wrestling Proverbs with Logan and Anthony.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Because I, Anthony Claus, and I have this very special episode of Pro Wrestling Proverbs, our second Christmas special. And we're doing it a little bit differently this year. Last year we kind of went over like what Christmas in wrestling. Like we talked about Star Wars. Yep. I remember
characters, events.
Yeah, I remember we talked about Santa Claus in wrestling, how he got ran over by Alberto Del Rio.
Yep.
Speaking of, let me just add something real quick. So, but this year we're gonna do a little bit differently. We're gonna play some games, a little bit more lighthearted.
I like games.
We like games. They're all games that I came up with. One of them is inspired by another wrestling YouTube channel. We'll give them a shout when we get to it. Logan, this first game, we're calling it the Naughty or Nice game. So, as Anthony Claus here on PWP, I have made a list. I checked it twice, but you are going to find out who's been naughty or nice. So now I have a list of
I like it.
a bunch of people from within the wrestling business, wrestling circle, our circle. You're gonna tell us if they belong in the naughty or nice list, and maybe a little bit of reason why. Let us know.
Yep.
If they belong on here. Now the first person on my list is a close friend of ours, good friend of the show, one of our favorite wrestlers, all-time favorite WrestleMania moment. Nicholas, the kid. Is he on the naughty or nice?
Friend of the show?
Good friend of the show.
Did you say favorite WrestleMania moment?
One of our favorites, actually. I remember watching in the dorm with you. Probably top WrestleMania moment for you.
No, I watched that in my apartment with my wife. And she watched me go from the highest of highs because I just made this really cool video, and I had all these people and all these reasons, and then Braun Strowman went to the crowd, and I'm like, he's gonna pick a legend. Legends are in the crowd.
Didn't you have people texting you with their ideas too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the snot-nosed twerp gets picked. And then he relinquishes the title the next day, which now has only become the second worst reason. Talking to you, Samoa Joe. But he relinquished it. And, I got math class! Okay. Alright. Yeah, he's going on the naughty list. I don't even know what he did this year. I don't even know. I grew his first pube or something. Naughty list.
Anyway, moving on. Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, he goes on the nice list. I mean, the year might not have been perfect to him. He did have the match with Roman, didn't win, but I mean, he got to have that big WrestleMania moment with his best friend. He got to be involved with the two hottest factions in the WWE, the Bloodline and Judgment Day. I mean, been a good year for Sami. I'm really excited to see where he goes from here, and I'm glad that he's finally moved past that mid-card status and is a full-fledged main eventer.
Now, this one might be a little bit harder.
Okay.
Listener Dalton. Friend of the
Friend of the show, listener Dalton. Well, not gonna go into too many things. You know, if I was a scale, like one of the old timey scales, it'd go back and forth. You know.
Yeah.
This last couple months or so, you know, I've heard he's done tremendously better with his schooling. He's looking into colleges now because he's got a year left. I'll be nice, and I will put him on the nice list.
Put him on a nice list. All right.
Yep. You know, in certain religious affiliations, you can wipe all bad things away with one prayer. So I figure, you know, he might, even if there's a few things this year that made him naughty, this last couple months made him nice.
That's good. Glad he turned it around when it mattered.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that the episode of South Park where Cartman goes around and tries to make up for all his bad deeds before he goes into heaven. That's probably what Dalton did these past couple months. Cody Rhodes. Does he finish the story and get on the nice list? Or is he relegated to the naughty list, like his legacy brother?
No,
he's on
the naughty list.
Okay.
Yeah. Ted DiBiase Jr. is on the naughty list. Cody Rhodes is going to be on the nice list, though. I mean, if for nothing else than that press conference with main event Jey Uso.
Yeet. Now, I don't think this one needs too much discussion either. We'll go Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, boy.
Remember,
was that this year?
That was this year. She ruined the value of my one-of-one signed Funko Pop, just letting you know.
God.
I don't want to sway the jury here, but...
That was this year.
It was this year.
That was not good, what she did. I don't really want to get too much into it, so if you want to, go look up on the internet.
It is Christmas after all. I don't think we talk about rape on the Christmas special. Especially 7 minutes into it.
Vicky Guerrero is muy naughty.
It's very much on the naughty list. Anthony Claus does not appreciate the defense of sexual predators.
Yeah, she was so nice at StarCast too.
She was.
It's a shame.
I'm sure she is overall a very nice person to other people, but
She's
to her own kids, she's just harsh,
Yeah. Yep.
Just a tough motherly love.
Yeah, that's it.
Devon Dudley.
You know what? Devon Dudley is a friend of the show. We were at Astronomicon. It was one of his first big conventions since doing the convention circuit, since being released from WWE. He let me ask him a few questions, and he had fun with them, and he was honest, and he overcame having the strokes with a year or two ago, and he got back in the ring with Bubba Ray Dudley. It seems like they're going to do that every so often. Devon Dudley is on the nice list.
There you go. Well, speaking of Astronomicon and giving you their time, the next one we have on my list here is The Sandman.
Oh, The Sandman. He was also at that Astronomicon. The same one. He wanted $100 for a couple questions. Not even a full interview. A couple questions. The Sandman. If only I could have asked him about his legendary matches. Oh, wait. Or his legendary wrestling in the ring. No, wait. I was going to ask him about ECW. Something he probably gets asked all the time. $100. Naughty.
Anthony Claus does not appreciate greed.
Sandman also almost made it where Dalton and I didn't meet Shane Douglas at Squared Circle Con.
Really? I don't
Shane
remember
Douglas was nice enough. We were in line for Shane Douglas right at the front of his table, and he was using the bathroom. And he came back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll sign an autograph for you. I'll take a picture." And like as he's in the middle of doing it, Sandman's like, "Hey, we have a panel to do. Come on!" And it's like tried pulling him away, and it's like, the fuck. Like, we're one person. Go start some coke, and by the time you're done, Shane will be done.
Fuck Sandman. From one piece of
Sorry,
shit to
Dad.
another, Alberto Del Rio.
Oh my god! Did you see where he just wrestled in like a high school gymnasium?
Yeah.
Hilarious. What did he do this year? Like, it kind of all blends together.
Like nothing important, but
Nothing important. Just
yeah, he just
Okay.
lived. He just existed.
yeah.
If that's
Del Rio is an awful person. No matter how you cut it. If you want to see kind of why, Cultaholic has a pretty good video series. I really like it, and it's they kind of go hand in hand. There's the True Story of series and the Rise and Fall series, and there's the Rise and Fall of Del Rio. You learn a lot about him. Like, he's always kind of been a lying bastard. Yeah, Del Rio is on the naughty list.
that was pretty easy. Now this one, we're talking about the whole company here, TNA
Okay,
Impact Wrestling.
So, put this in perspective. I think it's 2016 is the year TNA was supposed to die. They climb back up as they normally do. But recently they've had Will Ospreay, they've had El Hijo de Vikingo. Before his untimely passing, the Briscoes were there. I mean, it seems like if you're an independent talent and you're not signed to one of the big two, you can show up in Impact Wrestling, and even if you are part of the big two, because even though all it did was benefit AEW, Kenny Omega showed up in Impact for a while. I think what Scott D'Amore is doing is great. They rebounded well after the whole Tommy Dreamer issue. I don't know if you remember that. He was one of their heads when the Dark Side of the Ring episode came out.
Yeah.
I think their women's wrestling's been great. Their tag wrestling's been great. Their main event's been great. Definitely on the nice list. I'm a big supporter. I've been a supporter since they had their weekly and monthly pay-per-views. Right, weekly pay-per-views, excuse me, not monthly, but their weekly pay-per-views. I hope things continue to go up. Supposedly at their next pay-per-view, they have a very big signing they're going to announce, with Ospreay already going to AEW. I'm curious to see who it is. Scott D'Amore, don't fuck people over by having to be Dolph Ziggler, alright? Make sure it's someone actually important.
Whoa.
Hey, I love Dolph, but they're toting it like it's the second coming of Christ has signed with Impact. So, I mean... Punk already went elsewhere. Ospreay already went elsewhere. I don't know who it could be.
Could be Okada.
Could be Okada. That'd be kind of funny because they put him in a gimmick way back when where he was like the Green Hornet's sidekick, and it was awful. So it'd be funny for him to go back there.
So they're on the naughty or nice list.
Oh, they're on the nice list for sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, next one, a little dicey.
Like, okay.
Mommy, Rhea Ripley.
Why would she want that? Oh, I see. Because Judgment Day is bad.
Yeah, she's bad. She's a bad girl.
She is bad, but Mommy's one on that nice list.
Nice.
I really like Rhea Ripley. I've liked Rhea Ripley. But it's not just for that reason. I'm looking at Dominic Mysterio. Because as much as everyone wants to act like Dominic has always been on this upward progression, and he hasn't. We talked about it when we were at StarCast, and we watched that SummerSlam, how his first match, he did really well, and he really didn't progress from there. And at that SummerSlam, we kind of thought he was going to be on his way out soon. Getting this new pairing with Rhea, I think is not... I mean, it certainly helped his in the ring work and his mic work. And it's given him this confidence that he's needed. So Rhea helped him there. I think she saved the Judgment Day because it looked like as soon as they started doing anything different, Edge wanted it dead. And I don't think Finn and Priest would have been able to carry the team without her there. Her women's title reign's been great. Shawn Michaels said that she's already leaps and bounds above China, and I don't think that's him taking a shot. I think that's him comparing her to one of the last big, not just women's wrestlers, but like women's mainstream wrestlers. And then, Rhea, she's on the nice list for sure. I think they are booking themselves into a corner like they did with Roman. I don't know who's going to beat Rhea unless it's the obvious Bianca Belair from the teases they do.
Yeah.
But I don't know who else it could be. Or not be Nia. I'm mad if it's Nia. Nia Jax's naughty list.
Well, I have some thoughts on that, but we'll save that for our next episode. Our New Year's one. We ripped a nice list. What about Matt Riddle?
Naughty.
Really naughty. It just has a TSA agent that.
TSA agent.
Women.
Women. Yeah, women. Whatever he got fired from WWE for. Was it drugs? Was it steroids? Like what? Why did he get suspended?
Drugs. I'm pretty sure. I honestly don't care about Matt Riddle enough to know off the top of my head. Let me see.
Yeah, he's not.
Let me see. Riddle announced his departure and thanks his fans for all you blah blah blah. Talent.
And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm not even upset he's gone. Oh, the only reason I'm upset is because I thought that meant that would push Randy Orton closer to retirement because the RK Bro feud would be dead in the water. But it didn't ruin anything with Randy, so yeah, I'm not even glad I'm not even mad he's gone.
Yeah, he was kind of gone. Like, he was off TV before the incident, and then that happened, and they just didn't bring him back. And then when Endeavor acquired WWE, they just kind of just let him go. So, Riddle's naughty list. Speaking of somebody else who just had a viral incident involving people of the Authority, Liv Morgan.
So, I don't know if you saw this. There's a rumor that she took the fall for someone.
It's most definitely Lana, CJ Perry, for sure. Like, 100%. Because it wasn't...
Oh, is it?
It like, apparently...
But Lana's
it wasn't
in the
like...
hospital.
Yeah, well, So, what happened was... from my understanding, if I could... Obviously, this is all alleged. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. So it wasn't. They didn't find like actual like weed in her car. They found like one of those like pens. I don't know. I'm not cool enough to know these things, like a cart or something. And I guess like some fans did some sleuthing, and there's one person that Liv Morgan always hangs out with, and like on photos on like Instagram and stuff, that this one person always has like one like in their hand, or like they've been seen with it, and it was Lana. So they're thinking like Lana left it in her car.
It makes sense. I have this head canon where Randy Orton was like driving with her for some reason. He was riding.
Yeah.
And then the cops pulled him over and he goes, fuck, shit, fuck, he gets suspended. Fuck, this is yours. And then handed it to her. And then the cop rolled on the window and goes, ma'am, what's that in your hand? This is my... And then she turns to Randy and he goes, weed. It's my weed. And then she gets in trouble. I don't know why that's what my head goes with. But I just imagine Orton like talking to her like, I'm glad to be back, Between injuries and suspensions, I missed a lot of my career. And then
My headcanon, it's that it goes exactly the same way, except for besides Randy Orton, it's CM Punk. And he's like, shit, people are not supposed to know I'm not straight, actually not straight edge.
Here, take this, Liv. Take this.
Take it. Don't ruin my character. So is Liv on a naughty or nice list?
You know what? Weed's weed, man. She's on the nice list. Poor girl probably got scared and pissed her pants because the cops had her. You know, this is as bad as like when Emma got arrested for supposedly stealing the iPad case.
Yeah. Emma got like fired for that, didn't she?
Yeah. At first.
Yeah, she came back though pretty quick.
And then got fired, and then came back, and then got fired again. Circle of life.
That's what happens. Next on our list, friend of the show, Jim Ross.
Oh,
good old
boy.
JR,
Right.
Jim Ross.
So,
And this does include his
Jim-
Twitter feed, by the way.
I was gonna say Jim. Oh, your Twitter feed, dude. And I know you say you don't care, but sassafras, Jimmy. You can't keep liking all these half-naked ladies.
I'm just horny, by God. Nothing wrong with that. It's just human
You know,
nature.
I do know that his the cancer treatment has been going well. And I do know that he's kind of willing to take a step back from commentary, which I don't think he's as awful as the internet says. And I might be playing devil's advocate here, but everyone's like, oh, he's forgetting the name or mixing the name up because he's old. Could it also be because he's called like 10,000 matches and he said, you know, a million different names? I'd forget too, especially some that doesn't matter. I mean, what are you gonna do? He's the greatest of all time at commentary. All right, better than Gordon Soley, better than Bobby Heenan, better than Mike Tenay, better than Shivani. All right, I'll stand by that. God, let's see, cancer treatment going well. Stumbles over himself and naughty Twitter. I don't know if I'm feeling generous tonight or what, but you know what? Jim Ross can go on the nice list.
Whoa.
And hopefully Santa brings him a Oklahoma Sooners jersey.
I'll have to let him know. I am one of Santa's helpers this year.
That's true.
For the wrestling part. You know, he's like, Santa came to me, he's like, I can't deal with these fucking carnies anymore. You sort them out and just let me know.
He came to you and he's like, none of these people wear deodorant. Can you please put up with it?
Yeah, sort of thing.
Other cookies are made out of protein shakes and steroids. I can't do this anymore.
Mrs. Claus really hates it. Between the roid rage and the shrunken jingle bells, she ain't for it.
Who's next?
And Mrs. Claus has been so disappointed, she caught up this next member on my list for a good time.
Oh, no.
Oldest ride, longest line, Ric Flair.
You see that Disney's shutting down Space Mountain. Isn't it kind of fitting?
That's actually upsetting.
In what is probably going to be Ric Flair's last year in pro wrestling. Space Mountain gets shut down. And I only say that, right, because the rumors of AEW talent not talking to Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Arn and Tully aren't crazy. If they're not going to talk and listen to them, you know if Flair sticks around, they're not going to talk and listen to him. And there's no one in the AEW locker room that's like a party animal. Like, WWE at least had, you know, Cena, Ziggler when he was there. Like, so Flair can hang out with them. I don't know of anyone in AEW that's going to... Like, I think Flair could probably still drink all of AEW. Maybe not Hangman. Maybe Hangman would be fun, but everyone else either doesn't drink or they kind of seem like they'd be pussies. On that note, though, Ric Flair, buddy, It's really hard to tell people that two of my favorites are Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. All right, Hulk Hogan seems to be turning things around. He found Jesus.
Yeah, got both
hallelujah.
He did the job.
I thought
to
he
Jesus.
Yeah, I thought he already found Jesus. Like, doesn't he have a cross tattoo?
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought this already happened. I don't know.
That whole post just screams like attention seeking to me for some reason. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's almost WrestleMania season. WrestleMania 40. He's got to get in the good graces of the fans so he can come out, brother.
He's got to get in the good graces of God, Vince, and the fans, brother.
Hulk Hogan, God, and Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Declan McMahon. Ric Flair. I mean, this year, I don't know how many times he's fought with WWE this year, whether it be about how Charlotte's being used, or his woo in the opening, or there's so many things. Like we said, he's in AEW. He's with Sting. I get this really bad feeling that he's at least going to team with Sting in Sting's final match. It's going to be in Greensboro. It won't look good. There's no way these two involved in a match is a recipe for anything but a disaster. I mean...
Get ready.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Ric Flair also released a cannabis line this year. I know that.
He did a lot.
Okay, throw some others at me. What else has he done this year? You know offhand of anything?
Let me see. What's the first thing that comes up when you Google Ric Flair news? He did the Drink Woo Energy.
Yeah. I heard that's okay. Oh, WWE got pissed off at him because the Great Muta speech. Yep. I remember that. Yeah, and he keeps trying to come back. Like, he keeps bitching that his last match wasn't what he wanted it to be. Oh, I wasn't hydrated enough. Well, Ric Flair, in an interview, you said you never drank water before the matches, so why would you do it now? So you're a 73-year-old man and you didn't drink any water for 2 weeks before a big match. That's a you problem. And you complain about the in-ring work. Rick, you did all your big stuff. I'm one of your bigger fans. I really liked the match. I didn't hate it. You got your chops, you got your punches. It's kind of a figure four. You did all your cheating. It was great. Entrance was great. You didn't even need the match. Entrance was phenomenal. God. Rick, buddy. You're going on the naughty list.
Naughty Ric Flair.
Yeah, I know. Who would have guessed it? Was Dark Side of the Ring this year, or was that last year?
It feels like this year, so we'll say this year.
Doesn't it?
If it was last year,
Yeah, that's
I don't
another
care.
reason. Yeah.
Next.
But, and I guess, before we go to the next one, I guess he's complaining about the Von Erich movie. And
Of course he is.
that he wasn't portrayed right, and that they should have talked to him because he was alive and he worked with all the Von Erichs. I hear there's like 2 moments that have Ric Flair in it, and one of them, it's a pre-taped match from like back in the 80s. So, yeah. I'll let the Von Erichs have their moment, Rick. You don't need literally every fucking moment. And that's coming from a guy who has a shelf full of Ric Flair items in his basement. It's coming from a guy who paid $250 to meet you.
And he didn't even get to.
I got to meet him. I didn't get his autograph.
Yeah. Fucking prick.
I blame Conrad for that. Conrad Thompson, naughty.
Me too. I didn't put him on here. I should have. Ryback.
Naughty. Listen. His tweets are annoying as fuck. His TikTok's dumb as fuck. His Instagram's dumb as fuck. Ryback. And nobody. All right. Here's the thing. He thinks people are suppressing his social media because I'm too powerful. I'm too this. I'm too that. Dumb shit. You probably just been blocked by so many people, you're not going to pop up in people's recommended feed anymore. You ever think of that? Because you were an idiot? And I know he walked away from wrestling because, I was injured. You probably should have stayed involved somehow because, wrestling fans have a short attention span too. Unless you're a legend or you had a lot of great matches. And sorry, Ryback, you're neither. Also, I find it hilarious that CM Punk has came back twice, and both times he's tried to shut it down. I don't love Punk. I also don't hate Punk. Hope he doesn't get hurt. Hope he has a good time. Like Brian Zane said, just, neutral. But to watch Ryback cry every time, and then it just get worse. Did you see where the people at Taco Bell, I don't even know what to call it. They didn't fuck with him, but they were just like, oh, Punk's back. He was getting food, and they're like, aren't you that wrestler Ryback?
No, you're the send me that
see,
video. I did not see that.
Did you have to, well, I think he put on his TikTok, to be honest. But yeah, you're that wrestler Ryback, and he goes, yeah, I am. Did you know CM Punk's back? And then Ryback just looks at him, and then it's, hey, can I have a picture with you? No. And he drives away. Hilarious. Ryback, yeah, naughty list.
What about our good friend Bret Hart?
Bret Hart really hasn't done anything this year to deserve to be called naughty. He had to watch his brother have another tournament in AEW that kind of led to nothing. Sorry. That's about all Bret's really done. I don't even think he's really commented on anything.
I think he's been pretty good this year.
Yeah. I think WrestleMania 40 should have an opening like WrestleMania 30, but instead of just Hogan, Rock, and Austin, you should do all like the big WrestleMania main eventers. So start with Hogan, go to Bret Hart, and have Shawn Michaels come out, then Austin, then you can have The Rock, and then you can. I mean,
then
there's
Cena.
A gap here. Yeah, I would say you could do Brock Lesnar, but he wouldn't want to do that. And then Cena, yeah, and then you can have Paul Heyman come out.
Yeah, no, I would have Roman come out and make them all acknowledge him.
Acknowledge him.
Like do a night one because he's obviously fighting on night two. Have him come out on night one. That'd be cool.
I just always thought Bret Hart should have been in the ring with the three guys at WrestleMania 30. Like I know those three in sports entertainment are bigger, but for WrestleMania, I think Bret Hart's done more than The Rock. And again, that's from someone that doesn't love Bret Hart.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But yeah, Bret Hart, he gets to be on the nice list.
What about?
Which, if you listen to our Bret Hart podcast, is probably a shock.
It is. He's changed. He's grown up a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. He's got a lot of time left. Next up on our list, for all our coal miners out there, Michael Cole.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody for so long shit on this guy. Which I don't understand. How come Michael Cole gets shit on, but like someone like Taz really didn't until he went to TNA? Like, Taz on commentary has always sucked everybody.
It's gotten to the point now where Taz is so bad it's like good now. Like he just has completely gone off like the spectrum. Of like it's just can we watch Botchamania before Botchamania comes out now by watching whatever he commentates on now. Is he only on Dark? I don't even think he's on, or is he Rampage? I don't know. I don't think he's not on regular Dynamite.
So many.
He's not on Dynamite, I don't think.
I'm a commentator, Cole. I don't choke people out no more. My son chokes him out. But Michael Cole, like I said, for years people hate him. This past year, he's been amazing. And I think we can now blame Vince McMahon for how bad Michael Cole was. Because Michael Cole probably, we brought up Jim Ross earlier. Jim Ross talked about how he got bullied and shit on by Vince, Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis. Do you think Michael Cole saw that and realized instead of speaking out against Vince or trying to do something different on commentary, just do what Vince says? That's been my theory. Is he saw what Vince did to Jim Ross, and he's like, I don't want that. I do not. I am not joining a Kiss My Ass club. I am not having my head pulled from my ass. None of it.
You sure?
And no. Michael Cole's on the nice list.
Yeah.
And if nothing else puts him on it, just look up videos of him talking about Pat McAfee and how much he loves Pat McAfee. That'll put him on the nice list no matter what.
Next up is our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, head of the table. Is he head of the nice list, Logan?
I think so. I don't think he's done anything to be naughty. I mean, on TV, sure. And yeah, he beat Sammy, and yeah, he beat Cody, and I've seen some people group Jey Uso into that. Sorry, Cody and Sammy are main eventers. Jey Uso, although his nickname says so, is not.
Whoa. He did. I will say, Jey Uso did main event all 4 major pay-per-views the past year.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Alberto Del Rio technically main event at WrestleMania.
So did The Miz.
We'll just leave those 2 there.
Okay.
So did Lawrence Taylor, and he did some bad things off the field. I don't think Roman's naughty. I get the argument that it's stupid that they're having him break records of people that defended the title so much. Like, the argument with Hogan, for whatever reason, was that he only defended it on TV and at pay-per-views. Yeah, no shit. You're not going to give away title matches for free at a house show in Saskatoon.
Why not?
All right, the champion is Paul Heyman's right on this. There's supposed to be an attraction. All right, and Hogan again recently said there's not a lot of attractions in wrestling anymore. I don't disagree. I think Roman's pretty much it, unless you bring a part-timer in. Everyone else is good main eventers, but none of them are at that other level. Like, when the music hits, the stadium erupts. Like, even as much as people shit on Hogan now, Real American hits, that stadium's going nuts. All right, the glass breaks for Austin, stadium's going nuts. DX, his music hit, stadium goes nuts. I do agree that Roman probably should have defended it a little more, because I was saying Hogan defended it quite a bit. Roman defended it quite a bit in the reign he had. Yeah. Roman's fought 6 times this year.
He's only defended it twice.
Yeah.
On TV.
In a year?
3 times this year. Elimination Chamber, or 4 times. Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam. Then he had the tag match. And then I think he fought in Saudi Arabia, maybe? I don't know.
I have to put him on the nice list because everyone that Roman Reigns is in the ring with or in a program with is better for it in the end. Especially this year, Roman is repelling people. And I think they have to figure out the next attraction pretty soon, because the 2 rumors floating around is A, he drops the title at next year's Royal Rumble, and then retires at that following Mania. But the other one I've seen floating around is that if he does lose at this Mania, he's going to retire. Now, I think that kind of screws up the whole Bloodline story, in my opinion. But
I think
Roman leaves.
I think he got his bag, and he's been enjoying his time off.
Yeah.
From work, so. Yeah.
Roman's on the nice list, though.
Next on the next list, we're almost done here. Almost done. We have the Elite. That includes Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
You know, put them on naughty list. I don't like what either party did with brawlouts. I also don't like that as EVPs that when Punk got fired, they not danced. They they did victory laps in the ring, and then they mocked him. You're supposed to be EVP. You're supposed to have a little more regard. Also, I think Karma is teaching us that EVPs are naughty because Kenny Omega called the F5 diverticulitis on the AEW video game, and he now has diverticulitis.
You know that song Karma by Taylor Swift? Karma is diverticulitis. Coming straight home to me. So the Elite are on the naughty list. And you said they're on the naughty list for in part of their role in Brawl Out. So what about the other person involved in Brawl Out? Where does CM Punk land?
I've got to put him on the naughty list for the same reason. All right, I don't think either of them are in the right. Like no matter who tells the story, they're both assholes in this situation.
Yeah.
And just with how Punk handled things with them, with Jack Perry, with getting his own Collision show, I think it's one of those things where his naughties definitely outweigh his nices this year. Now, I have heard that since coming back to WWE, he's buried the hatchet with Road Dogg and Triple H. He's become a helper of Shawn Michaels on NXT. He's been helping out a lot of the young female talent lately, from what I've seen. So maybe next year, if we do this, CM Punk will be right at the top of that nice list. For 2023, he's naughty.
What about his former boss, Tony Khan?
This one's tricky. You almost have to split Tony Khan up, right? The promoter is nice. I mean, he's put together some matches that you wouldn't believe. Sure, it's, there might not be stories with them, but you're getting some great Japanese talent over to AEW. You are getting people matches that are pay-per-view worthy just on weekly TV. Now, Tony Khan the businessman, I see AEW still isn't really making a lot of money, if any at all, and I can only keep up for so long with how long they've already been around. And then he's kind of, and I talked about this when he first bought it, he's kind of left Ring of Honor out to dry. Like, there's not a focus on it. He hasn't found a home for it for TV or streaming yet. And then the whole Samoa Joe thing. Samoa Joe's the Ring of Honor TV champion, and he has to vacate it. Well, Joe says he did it so he could focus on the AEW title, but Khan helped with this. So he had to vacate it because he was Ring of Honor TV champion, and he wanted the AEW Heavyweight Championship. The AEW Championship is currently, or the AEW champion is currently holding the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Where's any sort of continuity with that? And nobody's really bitched about it except me.
I think he might be the only one who cares.
It should matter. If it didn't matter, they should let Joe keep the title. I mean, he's not going to beat MJF anyway. Unless the devil cost him. But Samoa Joe's not the devil because he's fat.
The devil can't be fat.
So, Tony Khan, promoter, nice. Tony Khan, businessman, naughty.
Now, what about his, I don't want to say rival, his counterpart?
Oh, boy.
Triple H.
Oh, that one. Okay, that's a little...
What do you think I was going to say? Vince?
I thought you were going to say Vince, because he's naughty.
He's on the
Triple H, I'm going to keep Triple H as one thing, because I don't think he really deals a lot with the business side of things. he is more wrestling. I think this year we've really started to see the Triple H era take place, as well as the Shawn Michaels era in NXT. It's hilarious to me that DX is running WWE, and this has been some of the more exciting and fun stuff in a long time. Also, you buried that hatchet with Punk. Good for you. Please do not let this be a Triple H versus CM Punk match at WrestleMania 40, 10 years after they were supposed to fight. I mean, if Ric Flair got someone to clear him, I'm sure Triple H should get someone to clear him, but don't do it.
I think you'll sit this
Ship
one out.
sailed.
I think you'll sit it
I
out.
hope so. Yeah, he's got daughters to worry about. Rick doesn't care about his. Yeah, Triple H, nice list.
All right, last but certainly not least, what about your co-hosts on Pro Wrestling Proverbs? What do you think? What do you think? Does Anthony and Logan, who do they rank on our nice list?
You know what? I think they are on the nice list. I mean, they got rewarded throughout the year with some great press passes, with some SummerSlam tickets, with some new YouTube subscribers. I mean, if they were naughty and just had their account shut down, no SummerSlam, no press passes, they're clearly doing something right.
Yeah. Santa did ask me to help him out, so I think that deserved me a spot. And
Yeah.
I think he's going to be bringing me lots of wrestling-related gifts, maybe some elite figures, maybe some of the what do they call the Unrivaled collection from AEW. Maybe I'll get some new ones of those. But in the past, Logan,
Okay.
I know you grew up a wrestling fan. That's not something that you just got into as an adult. You're wrestling from a young age. Was there anything that sticks out to you growing up that you got as a gift from
As like a wrestling gift?
Yeah, right. Like in the wrestling, like related to wrestling. Is there anything that really sticks out?
So, I hate Marty Jannetty. And a collector store in Jackson, he had some of the old wrestling figures. And my uncle decided to buy me the Rockers set. He got a good kick out of it. There's also one year where I got the WrestleMania 2 steel cage ring. And it wasn't like the normal ring. It was the one that had the actual canvas. The ropes weren't just the cheap elastic. It was an actual rope. It was a real good ring. I got that one year. I always got wrestlers.
Yeah.
I got a Yokozuna at one point. I got the Shield set, which I still have for Christmas one year. There's been quite a few wrestling themed gifts, but yeah, most of them wrestlers. My dad got me a Sin Cara one year. It's just quite a. Christmas was around the time the first Classic Superstars came out.
Mm.
Got who would have been Andre, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels. Because I had to find Warrior and Triple H. Yep.
So so one year, was it Christmas of 06?
Okay.
I got tickets to WrestleMania.
Oh.
That was my Christmas gift one year. And the way parents did it, they had this big box. There with like a cast iron skillet down at the bottom to weigh it down. One of those things.
Yeah. And
I took forever to open up. It was one of those things where it's the last present and everybody's watching you. My dad's the kind of guy, he especially back then, he filmed everything. Shout out Fred. He he would film like birthdays, like all my sporting events, whatever, and he was filming us opening gifts, and I like reached down and I grabbed like this envelope or whatever it was, and inside it were like, because back then, you know, that was actual like ticket stubs.
Yeah.
So I got them and I read them, and like in the most dramatic way ever, I just like threw them up in the air, kind of like I don't know if you remember like Yu-Gi-Oh, how they would like hold the cards all the way up in the air and like show them. That's kind of what I did, and then like I was so excited. Like my first initial reaction was just to run into my room and close the door, and like stare at them. Then I came back out, but my dad posted that video onto YouTube, so that video is out there. Yeah. It's out there on YouTube.
I also remember there was one year where there was a TNA ring, but it came with Hulk Hogan and Sting, and then there was a ringside accessories pack ring. So it had the barricade, weapons, the announce table. I really liked Scrubs at the time, so my parents bought me a Scrubs DVD set, and I was flipping through, like, I think it was the toy book. I'm like, oh, I want those. And then my dad was like, oh, because I think they were both like $50-$60. So then he was like, oh, what about something like this? And went to the Best Buy one and pointed out the Scrubs thing, and I was like, nah, I want those more.
Oh,
So
no.
then they returned the Scrubs set to get me the rings. And then my mom told me that, and I was like, oh, I'd like the Scrubs set. So then I got the Scrubs set for my birthday.
Nice.
So I remember those rings. Pretty fun. I also remember getting wrestling-themed video games. I know my brother, who we talked about earlier, 1 year, did some chores around the house. So that when my mom bought his gift to me, it was the WWE 2K18, and it was on sale at GameStop.
Nice.
He got me a $50 gift card with it, so I could get, you know, or it was a 20, so I get like the season pass.
Yeah.
What he didn't realize was the one that was on sale at GameStop, Deluxe Edition.
Nice.
I already had all the people. I get to buy another game with that.
I always got SmackDown versus Raw.
I usually got that around my birthday.
Yeah.
And my birthday's in February, so they could buy stuff on like Black Friday and kind of just put it up.
Yeah. Growing up, I'd always get, because I had a PS2 up until like 2009-ish, 2010, and I only got 2 games a year, maybe 3. I would get 1 or 2 on my birthday, and then 1 or 2 on Christmas, and it'd always be Madden and SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah, so it was a good time. And you know, you always got wrestlers on Christmas. 'Cause, you know, you actually had your own little federation, like you're wrestling, you're doing the booking for your little wrestling figure universe. It was always great to get new wrestlers, because then they just debuted, and you get to do that.
The only thing I didn't like about getting wrestlers is that was like the easy gift for other people to like get you, and I never wanted like duplicates.
Oh.
Even if the person changed their costume, like I wouldn't care unless it was something drastic like Biker Taker to Darkside Taker.
Yeah.
I didn't need like every paint variation of Jeff Hardy or every like jersey set of Cena. And so that and of course, you know, the people that people know I would already have a figure of. So I remember 1 year I got like 3 Bret Harts.
So
Because I had the one, and it'd be like, oh, here's Bret. And I'm like, oh.
I was never that lucky. I don't think I ever got a Bret Hart. I had like a bunch of Rey Mysterios and a bunch of John Cena's. And
Yeah, it was during that classic Superstars line. Bret Hart had like 8 different figures. And of course, the only difference is which shade of pink or black his tights are. Or I remember one, I got like 3 Jake Roberts, because I remember him, and look, he's got a snake. And I go, yeah, it's not, that's when I'd be like, yeah, I've got that exact figure. And then they'd be like, oh, I can swap it. I remember someone swapped me out a Jake, and they grabbed a Ted DiBiase. Like, I remember him. I go, hey, I have him. So like, well, which one's on the back here don't you have? And then I looked, and they're like, since you have Jake and Ted, that's 2 in this set. And I looked, and like, Jake Roberts isn't even in this set. And they got mad.
I don't know. I don't remember that being an issue for me as a kid.
Yeah, that was like very few people bought me them. My parents would, or my grandpa would if it was someone that like he knew and he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I remember he got me a Sabu once. Like I said, it'd be like great uncles where it's like, heard you like wrestling, like yeah.
I got you this Rock, the action figure.
Oh, here's this classic Superstars. Do you know Cowboy Bob Orton? Yes. Well, how? You didn't watch him?
I would talk about Andre the Giant.
Video games. Or the best would be when they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't get you this guy I saw," and it'd be someone you needed, and you're like, "Oh."
Like somebody like actually really cool.
Yeah, and it's like I didn't think the figure looked good. Oh, okay, because you're the one playing with it. Yeah.
So I got you this Johnny Nitro one instead.
I remember also not even dreading, but like when people would get you the big ones, I forget what they were called, like the deluxes, where they were 2 times the size.
Yeah,
and it never worked out.
You can't use those.
It never worked out, except that I got a Kane one, and Kane was cool since he was so much bigger. It worked out because Big Show was the only giant they ever made a giant. And then since he was so articulate, I could make Kane do like the sit up and flip over the ropes. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't like the deluxe figures. I liked some of the offshoots. I remember I got the Micro Wrestlers one year, the Slammers one year. Now I'm getting Wrestling Funkos.
Yeah,
So,
I got a couple of those.
Wrestling.
You knew when you got too many of them, when you start getting pissed off when you got like the basic figure and not like the one that could like had like the bendable like torso and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
The elites.
Well,
I don't forget what they're
right,
called before. I know they're like elite now, but
that's where I'm different, I guess, because if there was someone I really wanted, I wouldn't care if it was the shit one or like I remember the first Miz figure I had was the one where his arm bent. So that way you could do like the old-timey wrestling moves with it where you pull the toggle on his back and he punches.
Yeah.
As long as I had the figure, I was fine. And like I said, I'd never upgraded until it's like, oh, Undertaker's that Undertaker now. Good thing I had this one. I remember I was talking to my dad and I was like, I don't want a NWO Hulk Hogan because he's red-yellow now. And then my dad goes, and I remember just saying this randomly. My dad goes, "Oh yeah," and then I went in the house and he's like, and I went in my room and there's an NWO Hogan, and I go, "Oh."
Well, we talked about Christmas gifts from our past, and maybe you're listening and there's a little one in your life. And you're thinking of, wow, man, what kind of gifts can I get for them in the future? And where could I buy them from? First off, obviously, you have your brick and mortar stores, always a good option.
Yep.
Or you can go on this thing we have called the internet, and there's this thing called eBay. But the problem with eBay is that some things aren't necessarily priced right. So I have a list here. If you ever watched Quizlemania from the guys over there, they had this great game. I don't remember what they call it, but the rules are essentially the same. I have a bunch of listings here of wrestling merch, memorabilia, stuff of the sort. I'm going to describe you what it is. I'll send you pictures in our Discord chat, Logan, so you can see what it looks like. And then I'll give you an over-under price. And I want you to give me what you think it would be.
Okay.
So the first one here is a WWF WrestleMania VCR game, board game.
Oh.
Now, from my understanding, this was a popular game back in the 80s. Now, Logan, you can't cheat. You can't go look this up on eBay now.
I won't.
It's essentially just a board game. The description doesn't really give me much. Let me see if another listing kind of does.
Did you have the newer version of this? There was a board game that came out when we were kids where it was two people playing and you'd have to like build your roster and build your show.
Oh, really?
Did you ever have that? Yeah, it was a
No.
DVD game. And
No.
my favorite part was there's trivia, and I wouldn't even play the board game. I just do the trivia.
Yeah, that sounds like something you do. So the description from somebody else's listing is experience the excitement of the World Wrestling Federation action with this vintage board game from Acclaim. Bring the exciting atmosphere of WrestleMania to your home with the VCR WrestleMania game. Play as your favorite wrestling superstars and take on your opponents with intense moves and techniques. This board game is perfect for fans of wrestling and board games alike. It's a must-have addition to your collection of contemporary games. Get your hands on this. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I'm gonna set the over/under at $25.
So does this come? Does this come with the tape as well? Or is it just?
This one
Yeah.
comes with everything. Everything's
I'm gonna go
included.
over 25. I'm
Over
gonna think
25.
around. I'm gonna say.
The
I'm gonna say
condition.
about $40.
The condition is used. Does that change your price?
I'm still gonna say $40. Wrestling fans are crazy. They pay a lot of money for that.
Well, sir, you are off just a little bit. You're almost doubled the price. It would have been under the price they're asking
It's
for.
only
Is
20.
$19.99 or best offer. This could be yours. Ships from Lake Villa, Illinois. It could be delivered by
Hey,
Christmas.
Let's go pick it up.
Short drive. Now this one's kind of a unique item. Not something I've seen on eBay before. Maybe you have.
Okay.
I know you like to browse.
Oh, I love it.
I can send you a picture. Now this one, it's a WWE WrestleMania 37 script from Tampa,
What?
Florida, April 2021. It has day 1, and it says day number 3, which I think it should say day 2, unless they're counting something else. There's
But then
7.
Saturday wouldn't be one.
True. It does say there's
It's
7
odd.
available, 3 have sold. The
So
description reads.
are these not the real scripts?
It says this is the item description. W WrestleMania 37 full script includes day 1 and 2. The script display in day 3 was a WWE Air, April 10th through 11th, 2021 at Raymond James Stadium. 33 pages in total. Comic collectible stickers are not fixed on the pages shown, only placed on the script for photography purposes. Thank you for visiting our listing. In hand, ready to ship. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So WrestleMania script here. Like some of the other pictures do have everything kind of typed out here. We'll set the over/under at $50.
50?
50. That's the over/under.
I'm gonna go under.
Under? Yeah. Do you have a? You want to try to guess the exact price?
Oh.
What would you pay for this?
15.
$15? You know, you think
Yeah, it's something that's it's something that's already happened.
something happened that I could literally just type up right now, look and do the
Yeah,
exact
there's
same
no
way.
there's no signature. There's not going to be any notes.
If it was like Vince McMahon's copy or something. No, that's
Yeah.
like whose copy is this? That's another thing. But you are right. It is listed under $50. The current asking price right now, not even bidding, just buy it now price, $35.
Wow.
You know, I think we have a business here, Logan. I have a printer.
Yeah, me too.
I can just type up
Let's
scripts.
do it.
I can just watch the show
Let's
and
do it.
type up scripts. Like, it doesn't have to be authentic, right?
Right.
So this next one, kind of like this one. Kind of, I might put in a bid for this one. It is a vintage Zach Designs WCW NWO tableware, wrestling plate and bowl.
Ooh.
Good condition.
Macho Madness.
Rare item. Vintage. I like how they just type in like
See
random
what-
things. Like they typed in Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. Unless they think that's like Goldberg up there is Stone Cold.
It is. What's funny is that WCW logo was one of their last logos, right? Which would
Yeah.
put it like 99, 2000.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan and Sting are both clearly from 97. That DDP is not 99, 2000 DDP. Even that Goldberg's like a younger Goldberg. The only one that really could be from that time is the image of Macho Man. It's kind of like when you go to like a Meijer or a Kroger and they have a wrestling T-shirt and the images don't match. I don't know if you remember a few years ago when Meijer had the WrestleMania 14 one.
Yeah.
And it had the Stone Cold and the Shawn Michaels, and the Shawn Michaels is from like current time.
Yeah, I love that. I almost bought that shirt. But anyway, I'll set the over under on this item, this dish set. Remember, it's just a plate and bowl. I'm gonna set the over under at $70.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trick. I feel like you're tricking me. I'm gonna say over.
You'd be right. They're asking $80
That's disgusting.
for a plate and bowl.
I didn't even spend $80 on my Freebird figures from Starcast.
Did not. Maybe you probably should have.
Oops.
Now this next one, it's an item, a similar item to what is something you've bought before.
Okay, I'm excited.
It is a 2014 Topps WWE AJ Lee Diva Kiss card, and autographed.
Oh man! For those listening, I have not bought a Kiss card for myself. I'm gonna put that out there. I think they're weird. If you're someone that buys Kiss cards, you're a very strange individual. You probably also run a fantasy football league. But
Whoa.
this being AJ Lee, this one's got to be worth at least like quadruple the Nikki Bella one I bought.
Yeah. So I'm gonna set the over under at $1,500.
But jeez!
And the item description is 2014 Topps WWE Divas AJ Lee autographed Kiss card, very rare. Don't know the print run, but this card is rumored to be 1 out of 20.
What?
$1,500 over under.
I'm gonna go under. 15 seems like a lot, but I'm sure it's gonna be expensive because her autograph, a little smooch there, and 1 out of 20.
So you're going under 1,500?
I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say more like 1,000, maybe 900.
First off, what do you think? How real do you think these actually are? Like, do you think AJ actually kissed that, or do you think some staffer with lipstick kissed it?
So, they have videos online of them doing the kissing and how it's more strenuous than just signing your name because you have to like reapply the lipstick every so often, make sure there's enough.
Yeah.
I've also seen how much a Rhea Ripley autograph can go for when she licks it, like she did the live auction.
God.
So I believe these exist.
All right. So you're saying under 1,500. You, sir, are wrong. Right now, this is being listed at $2,500. $2,500. You could own this card. And I'm pretty sure, and I will say, this is one I had to relook up because, like I told you before the show, a couple of these I had to, I did like, I want to get like the sold prices, and I kind of lost all of them. Somebody bought one of these already, so.
Oh boy.
So one of these have been bought already. Who knows what's going on with that card at home? I don't want to know. But that one is over 1,500, and they're asking for 2,500. Now this one's actually kind of cool. This sounds like something like one of us would do at a convention if we had like the ability to. It's a Bret Hart signed 1997 Survivor Series ticket.
Wow. That is cool.
It is pretty cool. And he signs the inscription on it is a day of infamy. Bret Hitman Hart. And it's JSA certified. And the guy does have pictures of him with Bret Hart getting the ticket signed.
See, I think this should be worth more than the AJ Lee, but I know it's not.
Well, I'll put the over under at 2,500 then. I'll put it at the price of the AJ Lee card.
Unfortunately, I think it's less.
Up for grabs is a super rare Bret the Hitman Hart signed 1997 Survivor Series ticket, the infamous Montreal Screwjob. Ticket's in good shape. It was a very good seat for the event. GSA certified, being signed at the Fanboy Con in Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't know if that changes your mind. That's somebody from Knoxville, Tennessee selling it. This is the only ticket to the Montreal Screwjob with this inscription to my knowledge. And the only signed copy on eBay. Period. Add HBK to this for the ultimate memento.
Yeah.
So you can stay under 2,500.
Yeah.
Well, this might actually make you happy. It is over 2,500.
Yeah.
He's asking $3,900.
Holy shit.
Or best offer.
I'll give him $3.50.
$3.50. Let me see. Does it say how much he paid for the ticket on there? He paid $204 for the ticket. So
What?
good return.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't read the rest of it because it's in French. But
Ooh.
now this next one, you'll like this one.
Okay.
It is a WWE Elias wrestling action figure with a Hines Ward Pittsburgh Steelers jersey.
Oh, what's funny, I don't know if it says it in the description, that Heinz Ward jersey actually came from Burger King did this set where they had NFL jerseys. And there's one for each team. Because I had this Heinz Ward one. I actually had it on a John Cena figure of mine where he was, a little more bald. And that was me as a figure. Because it was just jeans, shorts, and a Heinz Ward jersey.
Okay.
Elias figure. I mean, are they toting this as like rare?
Oh, sick. This is what it says. I'm gonna set the over/under at $20.
Okay.
The Elias wrestling action figure, Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, NFL Mattel Basic 98. Condition used. Description is no idea what figure or toy the Steelers jersey is from. Joints are fine, no rattling. Figure.
The tough part is you have to use scissors to cut the jersey off because maybe not with the newer figures, but the old ones, because there's no way I was getting John out without breaking him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other jerseys I have. For my idea for a while, before I put the Heinz Ward one on John Cena, was to, I had a Jets jersey, so I put it on Taz, because he's from New York. But to do stuff like that. But then the Steelers jersey came, and I'm like, that could be me. You said how much for the over/under?
$20.
I'm gonna say under.
Then you would be correct. $15 they're asking for this.
$8 for Burger King toy and Elias. Neither of them are enjoyable to play with.
Did you say this came from a Burger King?
Yeah.
I'll message the guy and tell him that it came from Burger King.
Burger King NFL jerseys. Yeah. Mini NFL jerseys. Wow, does someone have all of them? Yeah, Heinz Ward, Jason Taylor, Algie Crumpler, Lee Evans, Maurice Jones-Drew, Roy Williams, Chester Taylor, Larry Johnson, Preston Palmer, Alex Smith, AJ Hawk, and Robert Gallery are the ones shown in that image. And yep, there was an Urlacher, a DeMarcus Ware. It was a fun little set. I don't know how kids actually would have played with it, but what are you going to do?
Our next one here, I think this came from the same guy. The name looks familiar. But it's a 2014 W Topps Luke Harper autographed rookie card.
I'm gonna assume based on being dead that it's probably worth more.
So I'll set the over under. 1,500.
Oh, holy shit! I'll say less, or else under. I'll say about $1,200.
Try 2,000. He wants 2,000.
Jesus Christ! The man's dead, but he isn't Muhammad.
They want $2,000 for the Luke Harper card.
That's nuts. Maybe it's a Mantuber selling it.
Now these these next ones, the prices are gonna get progressively worse. I would say, in my opinion.
Okay.
Up next is a WWF ring used turnbuckle signed by The Undertaker.
That's pretty cool.
And it looks like it was signed by somebody else, but they just did not bother to put who that was.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but there's definitely two.
So I'm going to set the over-under at $18,000.
I'll say over.
You'd be correct. They're asking $20,000
Jesus.
for this worn-out, autographed, worn out. It was signed. The thing that says it was signed in 2018. It's already faded.
Yep.
WF turnbuckle. I could probably get this done cheaper. I could probably buy a turnbuckle and track down the Undertaker and get it
Meet
signed.
Taker for like $500.
Yeah, I could do this. Easy money right here. Now this next one. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It's a 1993 Topps CMLL Chris Jericho rookie. It is signed, or is graded, by Beckett. It's a 9.5 gem mint, which is pretty good. It's as close as you can get to a perfect 10. Very rare cards are rated 10, I will say. They don't offer a description to this card, really. They say this is the only gem mint Corazon de Leon Chris Jericho rookie in the world. I'm going to set the over-under at $300,000.
I'm gonna say under.
You wish, son. It's over. This seller, Buccaneers 245, with almost 5,000 completed eBay transactions, he wants $500,000 for this card.
Yeah, it's half a bill.
$500,000 for this Chris Jericho card.
No.
Now, this next one might catch you off guard here.
Okay.
Just wanted you to be prepared. We did talk about him earlier. I have a listing of ECW Extreme Music. Excellent, like new condition. Don't know how rare or unrare this is. Like new, an item that looks as if it was just taken out the shrink wrap, no visible wear. All facets of the item are flawless and intact. Rare condition, true ECW collector's item. I will set the over-under at $50,000.
It's gotta be under.
You wish. $80,000
What?
for
That?
for this CD. Yep. The track list, for those of you that are interested. I think it's a 2 CDs set. We have This is extreme ECW theme. White Zombie, the Kilgore, Megadeth, Bruce Dixon, Motorhead, and Sandman. Snap Your Finger, Snap Your Neck, Phantom Lord. A lot of great songs on here.
It's my kind of music.
I think it's just the one CD, actually.
Is Walk by Pantera on there, or is this before Rob Van Dam?
Say Walk by Pantera.
Yep.
There's Walk by Kilgore.
Should have been Pantera. Unless he just did the song. Oh, that maybe they didn't have the rights. Yeah, because Walk by Pantera was.
So here's another one for you. Maybe something you'd be interested in bidding on or making an offer for. It is. I'll send you another picture so you get some context.
That ring worn. Oh, it's Roddy Piper.
It's a Roddy Piper ring worn outfit, and there he is with another one of your favorites, I believe. Right, you're a big Pee Wee Herman guy.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman.
I don't know if it's autographed. Does not look like it.
Doesn't have to be. I can smell it.
Jacket and shirt with neck frill Roddy wore when he hijacked CBS's 1985 Saturday morning show All Star Rock and Wrestling, Saturday Spectacular. His featured guests included Pee Wee Herman, Cyndi Lauper, Hulk Hogan, and others. Signed by Katie Toombs.
His wife.
Oh yeah! Congratulations on your purchase from the item in the estate of Roderick Toombs.
Yep.
This letter confirms that this item is from Roddy Piper's personal collection. So they bought it in September of 2019. We're gonna send the over/under here at $20,000.
Over. Million.
$1 million.
Yep. Priceless.
Thankfully, for you, it is under. Maybe something you can buy. They're asking $15,000 for it.
Yeah, that's still a little high for me.
I don't know. I think it's your size too. You can probably wear it. Then last, but certainly not least, you have one of these already. It is every WrestleMania ticket, 1 through 36.
It seems like such a weird thing to collect.
So that's just the front ones. I think that front one's 1 through 23. I think.
Is that one signed by Hulk Hogan?
Yep, one signed by Hulk Hogan. That looks like WrestleMania 3. The WrestleMania 3 one's signed by Hulk Hogan. Didn't even see that. So, the picture I sent you has all of them on it. So it goes from 1 to 36. And I believe 36 is the one that got canceled, so he didn't even get to use the ticket. So that's, I don't know if that adds to the rarity value. I will set the over-under for this one. We'll do $65,000.
I'm hoping that's under.
I will say it is over.
Oh, jeez.
The original price was $99,000. $99,999.99. But he is running a promotion right now, 20% off. You can get it for $79,000. $79,999.99 with free expedited shipping in the United States.
Nothing.
Like it says, like light fading for like most of them, but like a lot of the earlier ones are like very heavy fainting and torn. WrestleMania 1 when it's torn in half, you can't even see it.
Boo.
Send ticket torn in half at gate. Scares. Prices have reached $15K for this ticket alone.
Wow.
Yeah, but how rare are they?
Well, like I said, why would you want tickets to something you didn't go to?
Who knows? Like I see someone else is selling here. The WrestleMania 36 one's only selling it for $32. So let me see. Well, you can just pretend you were there. You can just lie. Yeah, I was there.
It was fun. Logan, you were born in 1996. Okay.
Yeah, and I still went to WrestleMania 3.
I went to them all, dog.
This WrestleMania X7 one is $250, so that's two of them right there. We still got $80,000 to spare. But yeah. So I believe I probably wrap it up here for our annual.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Like a Christmas present, a nice Christmas, early Christmas present for all our PWP fans out there. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will talk to you one more time before the New Year as we do our year-end show. We kind of wrap everything up, talk about the big events, news, everything that happened this year, kind of putting a bow on it. Final word, final thought. Then we'll look forward to 2024 and kind of give our predictions. That's something new we're going to try out. I thought we did it last year. Apparently we didn't. We're going to give our predictions.
It sounds familiar.
We're going to give our predictions for the year 2024 in wrestling. And then we're going to come back in December of next year, 1 year from now, and we'll revisit them and see how close or far off we are. Nice little time capsule. Maybe we'll do even some PWP centered predictions as well. But if you listen this far and you can hear the train going off behind me, that's our cue to wrap it up. If we've made it this far, please follow us on all of our social medias. The link tree is in the description. Twitter at Pro Wrestling Proverbs. X at PW Proverbs. At Pro Wrestling Proverbs on everything else. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, Odyssey, whichever one's, Google Podcasts, please rate and review. That's the biggest way you can help get the word out, help us climb the charts here. Because there's some wrestling podcasts around us that haven't been uploaded in like 3 or 4 years, but they're still ranked ahead of us just based on all the ratings they got alone. So let's put the ratings in. Let's get ahead of some of these inactive podcasts that don't deserve it. So yeah, tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your parents.
If
tell your siblings.
If you're in school, tell all your friends at school. Let's be the most popular podcast at your school.
Yeah, let's that be a goal in 2024. Be one of the top popular podcasts.
Yeah. So Logan's gonna go pour himself another Christmas drink, and I gotta go edit this podcast. So on behalf of both of us, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.